What's going on, guys? Ryan here, and today we're going to be working on the laundry room and bathroom renovation. And yesterday I got this room cleared out, all organized, cleaned up, ready to go. I have all the supplies ready for the water supply lines, and I'm going to be working on it today. I'm not going to finish it. There's no way I'm going to finish it today. I already know. However, I'm going to start, and one of the things I have to do is go underneath the house to make sure that when I line up with this wall here, and I'm going to drill through it, I don't hit one of the floor joists or be really close to it, because I would like to have as much room as possible. And what I mean by that is that when you come into the bathroom, I'm going to put the supply lines, I would like to bring them up in this room from this point right here, these 2 points, for the sink. And then for the toilet, I would actually like to come up probably, it's going to have to be right here. However, there is some wiring that's in the way. If I figure out a way that I can bring it up and underneath the wiring and then around this corner and then come out to about right here for the toilet, that would be great. For the shower itself, this isn't in place, it's just sitting there, but I'm gonna have to come up from this area right here. And the reason why I'm not doing that for the toilet and the sink is because of this wall, it's actually not sitting directly on the foundation, but it's slightly off the foundation. The foundation is probably like a 2x6 or 2x8 size, and I have two 2x4s. And the 2x4 on this original wall, this back wall, is sitting on the very edge of it. So there's a 2 to 4 more inches of foundation that this wall sits on. And when you drill a hole in the middle of this wall, it goes and touches the foundation. And it's going to be really hard for me to get this pipe through a little hole that I have to kind of try to carve out of the wall of the foundation. Now, I'm only going to have to do that once with the shower. The sink and the toilet, like I said, if I can route it through these interior walls, that would be best. And I can do that with the shower, where I can drill the little hole I can drill out a little section of the foundation, because it's only going to be a very tiny spot, and I'm only have to do it once, actually technically twice, for the hot and the cold. I wouldn't want to do it again for the sink, and I wouldn't want to do it again for the toilet. The toilet is going to be a little bit harder, but I'm going to be able to do it. The sink is going to be a lot easier, mainly because the floor joists are running this way, and there should be a spot, especially if I go down there and check with like a measurement between this pipe and this section of the wall. If I can figure out where the floor joist is, I can actually either drill it from there or just know roughly by measurements that I will have room or whatever, and it should be fine. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of work underneath the house today, but I will do drilling some holes and trying to figure out maybe the route at which I take when it comes to these pipes in these walls. Just like with the toilet, with turning the corner, we have all of these studs here. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to try to get the pipe to turn. And one of the benefits over here in the toilet, there's a huge gap between right here and here where I can, mess around with trying to like kind of bend the pipe so I can attach things to it, like fittings. But over here, we have a very tight space between there. So it's going to be a lot harder, a lot more difficult, but I think it's possible still. But we will see. I think that was all that I needed to say, and now we just need to get to work. So I just came from underneath the house, and I scared the living crap out of myself, because over here I went to check where like the in and the out, like the main lines were. And they're all kind of jumbled up, and I kind of already knew that. But anyways, and when I like stretched forward to like crawl forward, my face was like inches from a dead mouse, and it scared the crap out of me. I actually like screamed. I didn't scream, I yelled. Okay. I checked the measurements over here, and from this point, like right here is where the floor joist is. I couldn't remember how close this was, but it's extremely close. Probably like about right here. So from there to about, I think roughly there, this is all open. And so putting it right here is going to be fine. I could do it over here because it's still open in this area, But I think I am gonna put it right here. There's not like a real reason why. I just think it would be probably just easier for me to work on if it's right here instead. I don't know. But I'll probably just do one here and one here. They don't have to be super far away from each other, but I also don't want them to be too close. And then for the toilet, I basically have all of this space to work with because they run, I forgot if it was, I think it runs, I think it goes, so it goes this way, and I think it actually starts about right there or something. I can't remember now. I do know there's one right here, so all of this space is free and open. But while I was down there, I totally forgot about the washer. The biggest problem with this one is how I'm going to route the lines, because this guy goes down in front of the vent, the like foundation vent, the crawl space vent, and it goes right in front of it, like inside of the vent itself. So I got really, really lucky with this placement. The problem though is, where am I going to get the lines? And I think I just came up with it. So there isn't a lot of room back behind this piece. I'm not quite sure why we put a 2x6 that way right there. But all right here is open, but I still have the same problem as I do over there, is that it's not completely off of the foundation. So I would have to put it extremely close to the face of it right here. So I either need to figure something else out, or I need to do that for the washer. All right, I've been out here for a little while now, and I'm going to take a quick break. I'm actually pretty hungry, but it is getting a little late for a lunch. So I'm just going to eat something pretty light, but I've been doing some work in here. First, I went down and checked the area out to see where things were spaced out. I mentioned in the last clip. And then I started to work on this stuff. I got the sink done first, and instead of going in and then crimping, like doing a 90 degree with a crimp with the fitting, and then you crimp it, because I tried it and it was actually really hard to get in there. And then to attach this piece to the fitting, it would be pretty hard to do. And so it is bent. It is bent at like a soft 90 degree angle, which is okay, because there are like molds that you could put this into, like plastic pieces that will bend it at 90 degrees. It is turning out that way, and as you can tell, it actually goes out past the wall, which is fine, and it'll be okay for me to cut it and then pull it in. If I find out that this is not a good system, not a good way to do it, I will probably just cut it out to about right here, and then just add a coupling so I can attach it again. But I ran it over, and then I actually readjusted this from my original kind of plan idea. I was originally going to have these two pieces down here more, and this is actually going to be cut out and redone, because I originally messed up when I put all this together, because this is the pipe that goes to the drain. This is the drain pipe, and this is the vent pipe. And when I glued this piece on, I realized that I messed up, because the vanity will have to go over this pipe because it goes through the floor, because like I mentioned earlier, this is on top of the foundation, and I will have to go through the foundation. So then I just decided to go through the floor. You're not going to be able to see it, and it's a black pipe. And I'm actually going to get a little cover here that blocks the hole. I will also fill the hole in with some foam. But this pipe does go off to the side quite a bit. And one of the ways I am going to fix it is cut it off a little bit lower, not only to fix with the kind of crookedness of it, but also so I don't have to have a huge pipe that I'm going to try to fit the vanity into. I'm going to cut this out probably about up here, add a coupling, and then go down probably just a little bit more, and then do a 90, that's back here already, and then just let it be until I need to get the vanity set in, and then I can hook all the rest of the pipes up. And this, I shoved in here when I got this finished because I knew that the vent, there's going to be water that comes down. And I checked it and checked it and checked it after, a few heavy rains, and it was dry down here. So when I pulled it out to do some readjusting, the part that was inside was wet. And so I'm leaving it out to dry, which I thought was really interesting that down here was dry, but all up in here was wet. So that was awesome that I did that. But anyways, I hooked these up here. And like I mentioned, this will actually go right in the middle, in front rather than in back. And it doesn't really matter if I leave it this way or not, but I am going to redo this section with these two pipes here. But that's what they look like. And I tried my best to make sure that they were level and they were like on the same, I don't know, they were parallel with each other. And then over here, I got the two holes ready. I probably will end up putting some pipes down there and then just hook up over here, because I think that would be best, because I won't have to do it later. Because the next thing I did is I pulled out the washer and the dryer, and then I got the water lines hooked up. The hot goes down a little bit further than the blue, and then it goes behind the drain pipe, and then it comes over and goes right there. And then this seam right there, that is the floor joist. So I just want to make sure there was plenty of room for me to work when I'm down there, and they're not really close by each other. This cold tees off or bends right there, and then it tees off here because I ran the supply line for the toilet through this wall. Which comes to my current project. So the pipe goes in here, and actually kind of goes back behind and through the stud here, the stud that doesn't need to be there. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put the drop your elbow at, and I'm thinking it's going to be right about in this area. Now I did all the measurements. This is supposed to be the center of the ref opening, and this is supposed to be the center. So it's supposed to be about right here. Well, this stud's in the way, and so I'm going to move it over a little bit to give me a little bit more room. And it doesn't really matter, but then I'm going to install it there. I'm going to put a piece of 2x4 as backing right there, and then I'm going to install the drop ear elbow, and then hook it all up, and it'll be good to go. And then after that, I'm going to have to start working on the shower. The problem is I don't really want to mess with the shower too much, because there's a lot to it when it comes to the plumbing. I do have the diverter valve for the shower itself, and I have all the pieces for it, I think. And so I probably will install that. Probably not today, because it is already 3 o'clock, and Ellie's going to come home probably in about an hour or so. And I think I'm going to have too much. I'm not going to be ready to do the shower, and then when she comes home, we'll just make dinner and hang out until we have to go to bed, and then do it all over again. But right now, I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to go out and do the backing, and then do a couple other things, and then I'm going to do this piece for the sink, and then that's probably when she'll be home. But I'm going to take a quick break. Alright, I'm not quite sure where I'm putting this in the video quite yet. I changed my mind on a few things. I'm going to reroute actually, all of the lines in the bathroom. Yes, I already, drilled the holes, and I already put all the pipes together. But after working on the washer and already drilling the holes for the lines for the shower, I realized that my issue isn't really that big of an issue. Especially because yesterday I was down underneath the house and I connected the washer up. So now the washer is actually working and functioning with this box here. I have everything hooked up, ready to go, and I've been using it. I don't like how for the sink in the bathroom, the lines bent so tightly around the corner. And I just thought, you know what? I want to redo it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't want to have it opened up later on if I ever do it, or someone else does it and they go, what the heck are they thinking they can do it this way? So, however you're watching this, the next clip will be probably the final clip about about the bathroom. And I have a lot to do today. Like I said, I already did the washer and I did do the water heater, and that is going to be its own video, and that's probably going to be the next video after this, because there was a lot of stuff to it, and I'm actually not quite done, but I'm done enough, and I need to get this bathroom plumbed up so that I can start working on finishing it out, because I would really enjoy to have a new bathroom to use. Just came up from underneath the house, and I can't finish. I need more pipe. I need more 1/2-inch pipe. And it sucks because I have already bought 2 more pieces of pipe. I think I got two more pieces of pipe. 1 red and 1 blue, and I actually just need 1 more red, and that's it. I could use this white one because I don't need it for anything else. But for some reason, I can't force myself to use that white one. I just can't. I'm not going to use a bunch of smaller pieces to put together and just extend. I don't want to do that either. I'd rather spend like the $7-8 for the big long piece. And all I need is the red pipe. I only need 1 more red pipe and that's it. So I'd rather just spend the $10 and then have it all done. However, I am done up here in the bathroom itself, so let me show you. So previously these were over here. I filled those holes in and I rerouted this. I kind of wish I didn't do this because it is almost like right on the edge, and you can still hit the foundation. So you have to, I had to like re-drill this hole out to like angle it back this way. And I did, but I hit this pipe down there. And so I had to go down there and pull it and wrap it around, or like pull it off to the side. And I got it all hooked up. But this side's fine. Same thing with over here. This is all done. I got it hooked up to here. I got it clipped right here. And then up there is the shower head. And over here in the toilet, I got that done too. Now these yellow pieces are really just for, right now, there's no water running through them. But they are for like pressure testing. And what I'm actually going to use them for is to make it easier for myself to line up when I cut the drywall or whatever I need to cut, and line it up with the openings there. But that is going to be it for today's video because I have to edit this for tomorrow. And if I don't, I have no other video to give you guys, and I'd rather just have this be not completely done. But the water supply lines are 95%, I would actually say 90% done. I have to extend the main line from about like right here over and then connect it up to the toilet, the shower, then the sink, and then it'll be done. But it shouldn't be that bad, and it shouldn't even take that long either. It should take me like half a day to do it and then finish it. However, other than that, I also need to put pipe insulation on it, but I'm actually going to wait to do that until I can test the water. I could do a pressure test, which I can actually do without having the bathroom completely done, which I would rather do that before the bathroom's done so I can see if there's any leaks in the wall. But I'm going to have to do a pressure test, and if I see that nothing's leaking, then I can go ahead and just wrap it all up in insulation. And I don't have any insulation for the big 3/4 pipe, only just the smaller ones, which I can still wait for, until I get the rest of the insulation, because I would rather just get it all done in one day than multiple days over the course of, a month or whatever. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to smack the like button as hard as you can. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll help me a lot. And turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys all next time.